Death is less of a single moment and more of a gradual process. Even if you lose consciousness almost instantly, parts of your body keep working for a short while. Cells, enzymes, even certain tissues continue functioning for some time. So today, let's explore what really happens to the human body during the first 24 hours after death, according to science. But first, what does it actually mean to die? From a medical perspective, there are two stages. The first is clinical death. When your heart stops beating, blood circulation halts, oxygen can no longer reach the organs, and the brain begins to shut down. At this point, resuscitation is still possible if it happens quickly enough. However, if several minutes pass without oxygen, the second stage begins, biological death. Here, brain cells and other vital tissues suffer permanent damage. Once this stage arrives, there's no way back. Still, even after being declared dead, your body doesn't simply switch off all at once. Digestive enzymes continue to work, and some skin cells can still react briefly to their environment. In small ways, life lingers while the larger system begins to collapse. Now let's move through the timeline of the first day after death. At the very first minute, the heart has completely stopped. Without circulation, oxygen delivery ceases. The brain, highly dependent on constant oxygen flow, is the first organ to struggle. Consciousness disappears within seconds, but not every neuron dies right away. Some may still send signals for a few minutes. This lingering activity is often cited in theories about near-death experiences. But within 5 to 10 minutes, neurons begin to die en masse. The brain reaches a point of irreversible damage, and recovery is no longer possible. Other organs like the kidneys and liver also begin to deteriorate, though at a slower pace. Around 30 minutes after death, visible changes start to appear. The skin loses its natural color due to lack of blood circulation. This is called pallor mortis. Meanwhile, blood that can no longer move settles in the lowest parts of the body under the effect of gravity, forming purple patches known as livor mortis. Forensic experts often use these marks to estimate the time of death. Between 2 and 6 hours, another change sets in, rigor mortis. Muscles, which require energy to stay relaxed, stiffen as that energy supply runs out. The process begins in the eyelids, jaw and hands, and gradually spreads to the rest of the body. Because the nervous system is no longer active, sphincters also relax, often releasing fluids. Between 6 and 12 hours, the stiffness reaches its peak. Internally, a process called autolysis begins. Digestive enzymes stored in cells start breaking down tissues from the inside, essentially causing the body to begin digesting itself. From 12 to 24 hours, decomposition becomes more noticeable. Gut bacteria, which once coexisted peacefully inside you, now spread unchecked. They start breaking down tissue and releasing gases in the process. These gases cause the abdomen to bloat, while sulfur compounds and ammonia produce the distinct odor associated with decay. After the first full day, changes continue to intensify. By the second or third day, gas buildup can cause extreme swelling, sometimes to the point of tearing tissues. Fluid-filled blisters appear beneath the skin, and bodily fluids may start leaking. By the end of the first week, skin can begin separating from deeper layers as cell bonds weaken. The body loses its firmness and becomes fragile. After a month, most soft tissue has broken down, leaving tendons, cartilage, and the first stages of skeletonization exposed. Over the following months or even years, depending on environmental conditions like temperature, humidity, and the presence of insects or scavengers, the body eventually reduces to clean bones. But this process isn't just destruction. In reality, decomposition transforms the body into a thriving ecosystem. Scientists call this postmortem microbiodiversity, an entire community of organisms sustained by what was once a living human. In other words, death doesn't mean disappearance. Instead, the body becomes food, shelter, and energy for countless other forms of life. Your existence in some way continues, only now, you're no longer the main character.